government calls on this phone by then to tell me I'm allowed to breathe, okay? Because if I'm going to breathe, I have to have government permission, because government is God. And so I'm going to start holding my breath now. We'll see when we get back in 3 minutes if I could do it and if the government calls and gives me permission. Hold on.
Times are tough, and you got to stretch that dollar. A special invitation for listeners to save. Sign up at dubleyshoppers.com today and start paying the absolute guaranteed lowest internet retail prices for the coolest stuff. New premium brand name TVs, laptops, watches, camcorders, Blu-ray players, and more. All with factory warranties, just like you get from a retail chain, except for the absolute guaranteed lowest internet retail prices. They start low and go lower with our reverse auctions. You save even more with your first $8 auction purchase. Doobly will give you an instant $25 dining certificate good at thousands of nationwide restaurants, plus a $500 vacation discount voucher, usable at hundreds of resorts around the U.S. and world. Sign up today at dubleyshoppers.com. Pay the absolute guaranteed lowest internet retail prices, and listeners receive special rewards. It's worth a peek to keep money in your pocket and the coolest stuff in your home and garage. Sign up today at dubleyshoppers.com. That's DUBLI shoppers.com. You'll be glad you did.
The question is, where should the American people draw their line in the sand?
What have we got? A republic or a monarchy?
A republic is based on a constitution which protects minority rights.
Not democracy, not mob rule, two wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner.
So they think they own our land, they think they own our water, children, our education, our money.
We have to define who we are and what we will tolerate.
Somebody's going to ask you what you did during the Patriot Uprising.
You have been warned. We have the facts. We have the Constitution. We have the Bill of Rights. We have common law. Knowledge is power, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm so excited to be able to offer you Don't Tread on Me, Rise of the Republic. Tyranny is upon us, but liberty and the sleeping giant that is the American people is rising. A new tool in the info war. Don't Tread on Me. Order it at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139 and support independent, patriotic Liberty films.
When you hear the words water purification, what comes to mind? If it's Berkey Water Purification Systems, this message is for you. Did you know that over 60% of municipal water contains fluoride at less than 2 cents per gallon? Berkey water filters purify treated and untreated water, remove dangerous chlorine, fluoride, and contaminants from municipal water. These filters are powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water, making them perfect for rainwater collection systems. From the smallest to the largest systems, BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has what you need. With your system purchase, you'll receive a shower filter, a fluoride filter, or 2 sport Berkey bottles absolutely free. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com would like to offer GCN listeners 5% off all ceramic filter systems and ship all orders over $50 free of charge. Visit BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. Or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY today.
Is it getting better?
Okay, going back to Terry in Florida. Terry, finishing up your point, because we can't list every county. There's probably 300, 400 counties in those states or more where they haven't filed charges. If it does show neglect by BP to not come in when they had the manpower and block the estuaries, that's a problem. But the bigger issue is our daddy, President Hussein Barry Sitaro, the Kenyan Indonesian citizen, he wants us to be as bad as possible so he can pass a bunch of legislation. He wouldn't let those states fix the problem. But then it falls back on the states. You know, I mean, if my neighbor shows up at my house and says, you're not allowed to breathe unless I give you permission, and then I go and suffocate myself with a plastic bag, I'm a mental patient. So the states need to stop, you know, oh, we're mad at you, federal government. You wouldn't let us fix it. Why are they letting the Indonesian citizen tell us what to do? Terry?
I would say it's because the Indonesian and his buddies at Goldman Sachs are printing their paychecks, and they want their pay, and every good Nazi followed his orders for his paychecks.
I agree with you, Terry. I appreciate your call. Bob Chapman, your take on the states for 40-plus days whining, saying the feds won't let them fix it, and the military makes them count booms for a week and then never puts them out. You know, since when do the feds run everything on the planet Earth?
Well, since a long time. And I'm sure that they're saying that to them. We'll fix the problem. Well, they're not going to do that for the reasons you expressed. It's a false flag operation. Now it's out of hand, and they don't know what to do. And it's going to get worse. And it's going to be disastrous and extraordinarily expensive, never mind all of the sea life and...
Well, flesh that out, Bob, because I respect you, and you don't just come out and say something's a false flag. I mean, I've seen my evidence, but why are you saying false flag? Because
why did Goldman Sachs sell 44% of their BP stock 3 weeks before the incident happened? Why did they short the drill equipment in the Gulf? And why did the president of BP sell 1/3 of his holdings at the same time Goldman Sachs did? And I think he sold it through Goldman. And we don't have any information, but it stands to reason that they both may have bought derivatives to short or short against the box to freeze their positions so that they wouldn't lose any further money. That's what tipped me off.
And it turns out Goldman Sachs, who literally, if somebody slips on a banana peel, 9 times out of the 10, Goldman Sachs laid it there. I mean, every country they're imploding, they're always running. Brazil, Argentina, Greece, I mean, you name it, Iceland, they put their people in government and then steal everything. And it turns out the chairman of BP was the co-chairman until the week before of BP. I mean, this is really getting suspicious, Bob. And then the fact that the feds wouldn't let the states, I mean, the states were there with their own booms about to put them in front of the rivers and estuaries, which can really cause the damage if that oil gets up in there. The ocean, it dissipates, but going into a river, that's, per capita, so much oil, it's much worse. And the feds said no. I mean, this is a false flag, but why do you say it's out of control now?
They have fissures in different areas in the same general region that evidently have been caused by what went on in the well that will essentially say blew up.
And it blew up with such force that it created fissures, or they didn't frack it properly. I don't understand all the terminology, but... guys, will you work next week on getting well-known petroleum geologists and geologists on, and petroleum engineers? I guess a petroleum engineer, though, works at the petroleum facilities. I don't know anymore. Bob, do 5 more minutes with us. We'll take a few more calls. I'm Alex Jones. This is the Insane Asylum.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Be sure to visit GCNlive.com today.
Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about the Silver Lungs Generator. Now you can produce pure and endless colloidal silver and deliver the solution directly into the bloodstream by breathing the solution through the lungs. The respiratory system is the first line of defense for airborne pathogens and viruses. The Silver Lungs Generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced nano-silver solutions and also delivers the silver nanoparticles instantly into the bloodstream. With continued legislation threatening the sale of nano-silver products, you can now produce pure and endless colloidal silver with the Silver Lungs Generator. Very easy to follow, step-by-step instructions are provided, making production fast and simple. Go to www.silverlungs.com today and learn more about the breakthrough technology of the Silver Lungs Generator. That's www.silverlungs.com.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
We are back live. We've got the folks from Free Talk Live, a very popular Genesis show. Well, they got 70-something affiliates, so that's really great joining us. They're libertarians, and I was on their show, and I was going to have them on about immigration and the the ultra-uber libertarian view of let's just have open borders. The problem is you put in purely libertarian policies while a socialist system is still in place or a fascist system, and that's the quickest way to slit your throat. 7 ways from Sunday. So we'll be discussing that with them coming up here. Going back to Bob Chapman, though, we've got the Coast Guard hearing reports, and that's actually in my stack from 3 days ago. A caller called in, though, and brought it up, and I'm like, oh, my gosh, I meant to cover that, because here I am at home reading this and freaking out, where they said, we've never put a pipe this big on. We've never attached a bigger pipe to a smaller pipe. The Halliburton people were upset, saying this is going to blow up. The other engineers, the operators of the rig were upset. There were arguments, 2 weeks of actual screaming and yelling, and that it appears that BP, and this is on record, ordered them to do things that have never been done that they wouldn't do with a shallow, low-pressure well.